Well, there's, unquestionably, it's a matter of being able to take the opportunity to play at Fenway Park and all the pageantry that seems to be going along with this frozen Fenway and the aura of playing in such a fantastic venue. Be able to take that, put that aside, and get ready for the competition itself. And coming off a game last night, which was a hard-fought game, a game that seemed like it was going to go either way at different points in the game. Yeah, putting those emotions aside, resting our body, and getting ourselves ready to play is the task at hand. Vermont's coming off a game just a couple of nights ago at Maine. I'm sure it was a disappointing loss for them. But traditionally, this rivalry is an intense rivalry, and there's been a lot of close games. I don't know exactly statistically what the deal is over the last 10 or 12 games, but I think it's probably been pretty close to even-handed. We've won our share, and they've won some, and they've always been very competitive, hard-fought matches, physical matches.
We'll open up to questions for the players, either TJ or Danny.
Guys, just your first impressions of the ice and just what's playing on it.
I thought the ice, is pretty good. It's definitely fun to be outdoors and be able to have this opportunity, but we just want to focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, I thought the ice was actually really good, surprisingly. It was a little warm out there, and I think it's going to be a little warmer tomorrow, but surprisingly the ice was actually really good.
How does that affect things? If it's a little warm out there, how will that affect things that you play?
You just got to keep it simple, not try to overdo it. If ice gets a little worked up, then you just got to keep it simple, make the easy play, and not try to do too much.
I think the weather is liable to change in the course of the event. I think you're going to have a situation where it might be, one temperature at the start of the game. The sun will be a little bit higher, and then as the sun goes down, it's going to get a little cooler. And who's to say what the wind factor will be? Didn't seem to be much wind out there today, which was nice. But if there's any wind involved, that will change the dynamic of the weather.
Are you monitoring this? Is this something for? I mean, have you been checking the forecast?
I think like everybody else. I think we, keep an eye on it. I'm just happy we're not going to get a lot of precipitation, and I think the weather's going to be fine.
Has there been added competition for who gets the dress for this game?
No, I'm treating it like any other game, in terms of who's.
But do you feel like they're treating it like every other game?
No, I don't mean in that sense, no. Every kid in that locker room wants to be in the lineup and have a chance to play in that setting. But I think in terms of who's in and who's out, I'm treating it as if it's just the next game in line and what's best for our team situation going into that game. I think there's no other factoring. I'm not just going to play an upperclassman because he's an upperclassman. I'm going to play the guys that I think are going to help the team succeed tomorrow night.
More questions for the players, John? Yeah, the players, so we can get them out.
Your cousin played here a couple of years ago. Have you talked to him about it and picked up any helpful hints? And also, when you were growing up, did you have a chance to skate outdoors in the spring?
Yeah, I used to skate on the ponds all the time. Actually, my dad built the rink in the backyard when I was little, so he used to freeze it over. But yeah, I talked to Barry when he played here, and he just talked about how great of a moment it was and how much fun he had. No real helpful hints, but just to kind of enjoy the moment. It's once in a lifetime opportunity. For him, he lucked out, get to do it twice, but yeah, just enjoy the moment.
Danny, does this feel like a pond? Does it feel like a pond situation, or?
Yeah, I mean, you're outdoors. It's a little different. I used to have a rink at the side of my house, and it does have that atmosphere. But it's like we've said before. This is a huge game, and that's what we kind of want to focus in on. But it's definitely it's going to be fun to play in a game like this.
Is there any difference in the visibility, with the sky and depth perception or anything like that?
Well, the players can speak for themselves. I think for the goalies, there's a little bit of a challenge with the backdrop.
I think just, there is a little bit of glare, but it might not be that much of a factor for us during our game. But I know, like he said, the goalies, seeing the puck when it's in the air, it's hard for them to kind of be able to catch it.
Does the eye black help?
I've never really worn it before, so I don't really know. But
it's just for looks.
Yeah, it's more for looks.
More questions for the players?
TJ, you mentioned some of the ponds in this league. Is there any particular one? Does it have a name or?
Well, the pond right behind my house, I don't even know the name of it. I think it's
Pond?
It's the one right next to Cathedral, so that freezes over, so we used to get a couple guys out there, shovel them off, and my dad would help, and there was always a neighbor that used to clear it for us too, so that was pretty cool.
It's not like the old days, Jocko, when everybody grew up on Spy Pond or Black Joe's, right?
It's got a rink at Forest Park, you know, they used to.
Yeah, Heritage Pond too, they usually freeze it over.